Okay, how do you solve multiplication and division equations with variables? Okay, so we're going to use the division property of equality. If you divide both sides of an equation by the same non-zero number, that can't be zero, the two sides will remain equal. Let's take a look and see what that means. Okay, we have 16c equals 208. So the first thing we're going to do, always, when we're solving one-step algebraic equations, is draw our wall. This is going to be a visual reminder that whatever we do to one side of the equation, we have to do to the other side. Okay, the division property of equality said if you divide both sides of the equation by the same number, besides zero, the same non-zero number, that your equations will remain equal. Now we want to solve for c, so we're going to use the inverse operation of multiply as divide. 16c divided by 16 leaves me c. Okay, now I have to do 208 divided by 16. Okay, and I'm going to get c is equal to 13. Now remember, you're always going to check your answer. Start by rewriting the equation. 16c equals 208. Okay, we think c is equal to 13. So we're going to substitute that value just like we've been doing and see if it's a solution for c. Now, don't forget, no fake checking. We actually have to do the math in order to see if this is a solution. Okay, so 16 times 13 is 208. You know your answer is correct. Okay, let's look at one more. 306 equals 18m, okay, but we want to know what 1m is equal to. We want to solve for n. So we're going to draw the wall. Division property of equality tells us we can divide both sides by the same number, and our equation will remain equal. 18m divided by 18 is m. Okay, 306 divided by 18 is going to be 17. Okay, don't forget to do your check, rewrite the equation, substitute into it, check your answer. Okay, now let's look at using the multiplication property of equality. And that tells us if you multiply both sides of an equation by the same number, the two sides will remain equal. So we have v divided by 8 equals 24 and 5/10. Okay, this one looks confusing, but what if we wrote it like this? V divided by 8 equals 24 and 5/10. Always going to start by drawing the wall. Okay, we're going to use inverse operations. We want to solve for v, so v divided by 8 times 8 would leave you just with v. Okay, if you had a number, you divided it by 8, and then you multiplied it by 8, you'd have the same number. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side. Okay, so you're going to do 24 and 5/10 times 8, okay, to get your answer. So 24 and 5/10 times 8 is equal to 196. Okay, make sure you show all your work. Now again, don't forget to check. Okay, v divided by 8 equals 24 and 5/10. Okay, then your second step, you want to substitute for v. 196 divided by 8. Okay, and if this is really a solution of the equation, it's going to equal 24 and 5/10. Okay, so let's do the math. No fake checking. 196 divided by 8. Okay, now we have to add a decimal and a 0. And remember, when you put that decimal in your dividend, bring it right up to your quotient. Okay, and we can see we have a terminating decimal here. 24 and 5/10 is correct. And try to be neater than I was. We need her on our last one here. All right, a divided by 5 equals 6. So we're going to use the multiplication property of equality. We're going to multiply by both sides by 5. Okay, so a divided by 5 times 5 leaves you with a. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, and let's look at our check now. A divided by 5, we're going to rewrite the problem. We're going to substitute 30 for a. 30 divided by 5 equals 6. No fake checking, do the math. 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, 6 is equal to 6, so you know your answer is correct. Okay, so to solve algebraic equations with variables, you're always going to use the inverse operation. The multiplication property of equality tells us if you multiply both sides of an equation by the same number, your equation will remain equal. And always check your work. Be sure your answer makes sense.